How can spaced repetition make your self-quizzing more effective? Imagine trying to remember a new phone number. If you repeat it several times in a row, it might stick for a little while. But if you space out those repetitions over time, it's much more likely to stay in your memory long-term. That's the core idea behind spaced repetition. When you combine it with self-quizzing, it becomes a powerful way to learn faster and remember longer. Self-quizzing means testing yourself on what you've learned instead of just rereading notes or textbooks. It forces your brain to recall information, which makes the memory stronger. But if you only quiz yourself once or twice, you might forget what you learned quickly. That's where spaced repetition comes in. It schedules your quizzes at specific times, so you review the material just before you're about to forget it. For example, after your first quiz, you wait a few days before testing yourself again. If you get the answer right, you increase the interval and wait longer before the next quiz. If you get it wrong, you review it sooner. This timing matches how your brain naturally forgets and remembers information. It makes each quiz more effective because you're reinforcing the memory at just the right moments. Using spaced repetition with self-quizzing also helps you avoid cramming. Instead of trying to memorize everything in one night, you spread out your review sessions. This gives your brain time to process and store the information better. Over time, this leads to better long-term retention and less need to study last minute. Many people use flashcards for this method. You can use physical flashcards or apps that automatically schedule your reviews based on how well you remember each card. Some popular systems include reviewing cards after 2, 3, 5, and 7 days. This way, you focus more on the tricky topics and less on what you already know well. To get the most from spaced repetition, make sure you understand the material first. When you quiz yourself, try to recall answers without looking at your notes. Be honest about what you remember. If you struggle with a question, review it sooner rather than later. This helps you strengthen weak spots and solidify your knowledge. In short, spaced repetition makes your self-quizzing more effective by timing your reviews to fit your brain's natural memory cycle. It helps you remember more with less effort and reduces the need for last-minute cramming. This active learning method turns simple self-testing into a smarter, more efficient way to learn.